Hello, everyone. This is Tom Fox. I would like to welcome you to the Sunday Book Review. The Sunday Book Review is the series where I discuss books which impact the compliance practitioner, the legal professional, and the business professional. I hope you will enjoy this episode. The Sunday Book Review is a production of the Compliance Podcast Network. First, a quick word from our sponsor. Welcome to the Sunday Book Review for January 22, 2023. Some top ethics books to read in 2023 edition. Our first book is Ethics for the Business Analyst by John Bailey and Mary Burch. In this book, the authors provide an invaluable guide to understanding and implementing the newly revised Behavior Analyst certification for ethics code. Featured in this edition are explanations of the code along with case studies drawn with questions submitted to the authors. Next up, Stoic Philosophy and Control Problem of AI by Edward Spence. To what degree is technology in the form of products and processes capable of contributing human enhancement and well-being? In cases where the impact of tech on society is not only negligible but may be harmful, what is tech good for? To answer these questions, the author develops and applies a normative model based on rationalist and virtue ethics. It's an interesting way to look at a complex problem. Next up, The Rise in Business Ethics by Bernard Mees. In 1973, Daniel Bell argued that corporations in post-industrial societies increasingly needed to behave in accord with widely accepted social norms, particularly in terms of ethical behavior and social responsibility. Widespread criticism of business behavior was not an invention of the 60s or 70s. It was a key historical feature because of the number of business scandals. This book is the first attempt to explain the conditions which saw a focus develop on business ethics, especially in the 60s and 70s, and how the broader field developed to encompass related notions such as corporate governance, corporate social responsibility, ethical leadership, sustainable business, responsible management, and, of course, ESG. And our final book is Business Ethics for Better Behavior by a quadrille of authors, Jason Brennan, William English, John Hasnas, and Peter Jaworski. In this book, the authors concisely answer the three most pressing ethical questions for business professionals. What makes a business practice right or wrong? Why do normal, decent business people of goodwill sometimes do the wrong thing? And how can we use the answers to these questions to get ourselves, our coworkers, our bosses, our employees, our third parties, and others to do better? It's a fascinating study of something that is near and dear to compliance professionals, and more importantly, something that you need to understand in terms of behavioral psychology. I hope you'll check out one or more of these books and think about the role of ethics in your compliance program. The Department of Justice has re-emphasized corporate culture, and having a good ethical background will certainly enhance your corporate culture going forward. If you didn't get the chance to check out last week's episode, we took up top business books for compliance professionals to read in 2023. The Compliance Podcast Network was recently honored with several Communicator Awards for podcasts I know you'll want to check out. Are you interested in Lyme disease? Well, check out Understanding Lyme Disease. And check out the Hill Country Podcast, where I look at the people, places, and things of the Texas Hill Country. I recently posted a new podcast series, The Big Empty, on 21st century economic issues facing the state of Texas, where together with author Lauren Steffi and using his book, The Big Empty, to introduce 5 key economic topics facing the state of Texas. It's a fusion of fiction and current fact that I know you will enjoy if you're a book reader, if you're an economist, or just a listener. And we actually have one more, which is the board's role in compliance, where I'm joined by my colleague Jonathan Mark, partner at Baker Tilly, where we look at the role of the board of directors in compliance, starting with the Caremark doctrine and carrying that forward, and answer questions on how a board can fulfill its obligations under a best practices compliance program. The Sunday Book Review is a production of the Compliance Podcast Network.